I'm going to analyze this script for a video sales letter that is responsible for selling over $100,000 a day. That's over $3 million a month, over $36 million a year. And it's all thanks to this video script right here. Hi everyone, my name is Hervin, and I'm not some marketing guru. I just love finding things that work. Like in this case, this video script that has been responsible for selling that much. And I like to analyze things that work, trying to find principles, lessons, frameworks that I can learn and apply into my own business, into my own life. And in the case of this video script, I found it because I was watching this presentation by Russell Brunson, the CEO of ClickFunnels. In this presentation, this is a famous presentation that Russell made where he sold over $3 million. So that's another record-breaking presentation. Again, I just like to find and study things that work. And in this presentation, Russell was speaking about, you could see Russell speaking right here about this funnel, this marketing funnel, and this video right here that sells. So this funnel has made millions of dollars. He's saying that it was making over $100,000 a day. And I found that funnel, here it is. And this video right here, this is the script for that video. So what we're going to do in this video again is we're going to analyze it. Why did it work so well? Why did it help sell so much? What was it? What did it say that it convinced people to buy that much? So I created here a document. I found the script to the video. And you can see here, the document has this entire video script, and we are going to go through this. Okay, so with that said, let's dive in. All right, so just to give you some context, this script is talking about, so this script sells a weight loss program for women. I found this through a website called ClickBank, which, by the way, they just sell, it's pretty much all kind of just scammy stuff. And so what you're going to see here is probably going to be a little bit scammy, a little bit gimmicky, a little bit like too good to be true. I remember, so I actually printed this out many years ago, and I went through this and I was trying to study this myself. You can see here, this page has the script here and it has my notes here. So if you're trying to learn a skill, like in my case, I was trying to learn how to be a better copywriter. I had a whole box. In fact, let me pull this. Let me look this up for you. You can see here, I had a whole box of video scripts and sales letters that I printed out with the goal of trying to become a better copywriter. And so I would print this out and I would study them. Again, with the intention of becoming a better copywriter, learning what made good copy. Like, was there any structural things that I can learn? Were they writing things in a similar way? Were there any patterns that I can pick up? So anyway, let me put this aside. So that was my hobby for a while. It's just studying sales letters. So we're going to break one down right here. Okay, so starting with the introduction, you see right here, although they may believe it to their very core, these women have not experienced a miracle, nor have the over 1,172,000 other women just like them been suddenly catapulted into a state of shock, awe, pure bliss, and even newfound spiritual connection. Okay, so we could already see this is like right here. They have not experienced a miracle. So that right there is kind of like they're trying to hook you in, right? So that's the goal here of any sales letter. At the beginning, they need to make sure that you sit down. So like this is a video. They want to make sure that they hook you in so that you sit down and watch this thing, right? So they want to get you curious. So right here, they have not experienced a miracle. So that's curiosity. Okay, so curiosity. The fact that they're mentioning 1,172,000, that right here, this is immediately social proof. Okay, so that right there is social proof. And then into a state of shock and pure bliss, that is just like, again, they're just trying to hook you. Okay, so However, as you can imagine, it must feel otherworldly, God ordained, or even divine when everything you thought was possible about the female body is turned upside down, when you can barely recognize yourself in the bathroom mirror, when your husband or boyfriend or friends can believe their eyes, when your lifeline doctor is left utterly speechless, jaw drop, and essentially humbled for life, and eternally humbled for life. Okay, so this right here is kind of the result, the end result that these women are looking for. It's kind of said in a way that feels so God ordained. Perhaps they're trying to go after women who are religious. And the fact that they're also saying the word miracle. Yeah, so maybe they're targeting a specific type of woman here that is more religious. The fact that they're saying everything that you thought about possible about the female body is turned upside down, that is just, again, that is more like curiosity. And then this rest of this other, like, all of this paragraph right here, it just, honestly, it doesn't even make sense. Like, it feels like a little bit of a neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, where they're just kind of saying things maybe more subconsciously. When you can barely recognize yourself in the bathroom or mirror, when your husband or boyfriend or friends can barely believe their eyes, when your lifeline doctor is left utterly speechless, jaw drop, and eternally humble for life. Like, it didn't say much there. So it's not. Another thing too that I'm sure happens with these programs is that they got to be very careful with the promises they make. So maybe they're kind of tiptoeing around what they're really trying to say. It's like, hey, you're going to lose these many pounds. People are going to be there. It's going to be unbelievable. Everything that you thought about the female body was upside down. But they cannot say, like, maybe they have to be careful with how they phrase things. So right here, it's kind of like they're making claims without making claims. So that maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why it's so difficult to understand. And I've seen other kind of body transformation, weight loss programs out there have to do the same thing. They have to sort of tiptoe around. They cannot be straightforward and say, here's how many pounds you're actually going to lose, because that would be a false claim, right? Okay, so yeah, when you watch and wonder in sheer disbelief as most of your troublesome fat deposits rapidly vanish from your hips, buns, belly, underarms, and thighs, overall health, energy, mental clarity, sex drive, and focus simultaneously soar to new heights, and you mysteriously appear years younger because every cell in your body has been completely revitalized. Okay, so all of these things are end results. Okay, so real quick, so far, even though you may not have a weight loss program, what I am thinking about for me as I am going through this is like, okay, immediately, if I'm going to write a sales letter, or if I'm going to write something sales copy related, what I'm taking away from here is that I need to start with some curiosity, give it some social proof, and immediately start talking about the end result that people are going to feel and receive in a way that goes beyond in a way that goes beyond what's tangential. So right here, they're saying like, hey, you're going to lose this, you're going to lose fat from your belly, from your arms, from your thighs. Those are, I could imagine, the pain points that they're trying to target their avatar has, right? So those are things that they know are, that the people buy these type of programs, that those are the pain points that they have. Now they're going to say that, but besides that, they're going to say, like, imagine the mental clarity, your every cell in your body being awake and alive, like kind of painting this picture, right? So they're painting a picture of what the end result is going to look like. And then they go and list out the benefits. You know, the benefits include rapid fat loss, increased energy, enhanced mental clarity. So these are benefits. So you could see the structure starting to emerge, right? So for the hook, it's like, you wouldn't believe what happened to this woman that made them all of a sudden think that they experienced a miracle. And it's not just one, but it's these millions of women. So now you're like, okay, what are they talking about? And it's like, it wasn't a miracle. When all of these women, their body was transformed. And then when they lost weight in their hips and their thighs and their arms, like, then, so you could see that's the curiosity, that's the social proof, that is the end result, the claims that they're making. Okay, so already the purpose here is just to get somebody hooked and think like, oh man, I need to watch this because I definitely want to lose weight in my arms and my belly and my thighs. And I also want to see like why did this 1 million women, over 1 million women, all of them experience this body transformation. And what is this? What are they talking about? Like, it's getting them curious. Okay. So again, although this feels heaven sent, and you can see here, heaven sent, this kind of religious language. So maybe that's who they're going after. It is still no miracle. Again, another religious term there. Revolutionary, life-changing science at its very best. And in a few moments, you're going to see the seemingly supernatural secret celebrities you know by name are using to feel the phenomenon. Even like this, celebrities you know by name, kind of like hinting at the fact that like this is all like, I guess right now, I don't know at which point it'll change, but this so far is part of the hook. Okay. So that's all part of the hook of the sales letter. So they're saying now like celebrities. So this is again social proof, even though they're not. I mean, if they would have said like, you know, this is what X, Y, and Z celebrities are using, that would have been even a stronger of a social proof. Although I highly doubt they have any celebrity names. They're just kind of hinting at it. So it's kind of like, yeah, this is why it's just a little bit gimmicky and slimy and salesy and yeah. But you could see here, I mean, the structure still applies, right? Like for example, for us, we sell marketing services to small business owners, specifically like music schools, dance studios, swim schools, gymnastics gyms. So I could say like, although the 200 clients that we work with would not have believed the kind of results they would have gotten when they started working with us, it wasn't a miracle. In fact, these studio owners have packed their classes. They have students waiting with wait lists. They've finally been able to take vacations with their families and finally get their business under control and have fun doing the things that they love again. And so I could use that. Those are the end results, right? So I'm trying to think out loud, and I just want you to connect the dots here with like, you know, how you could take this same structure and apply it into your own business. Because yes, this is gimmicky, slimy, salesy, cheesy, right? But don't overestimate this. Like, this is responsible for making over $100,000 a day in sales. So it works. So the structure is really powerful. All right. So let's see. By name are using to feel the phenomenal impact. It is not by name impact of a miracle like fat loss. Believe it or not, science has now discovered what equates to the holy grail of female fat loss, an amazingly powerful hormone that triggers the female metabolism to automatically melt off unbelievable amounts of unhealthy body fat quickly and safely, naturally, and keeps it off for good. Okay, so this is finally, so like, again, this is all part of the hook. So this is still part of the hook right here. And what it's doing it's that it's trying to validate what it's saying. It's like, hey, this isn't some sort of miracle. This is some science-backed stuff. And then it's going to introduce you to something called, in copy, whenever you're writing copy, they have something called the hidden mechanism. Okay? So the hidden mechanism, it's kind of like, another way you can think about it is sort of like a vehicle. Okay? So you can think about it as a vehicle. Now, in this mind, in the mind of the people who are reading or watching this, right, listening to this with the video, they're listening to somebody tell them like, hey, you're not going to believe these women just experienced this amount of fat loss. And it wasn't a miracle. This is science backed. Like, this is like people, celebrities that you know, that you wouldn't know by name are doing this thing. They're going to, at some point, like when you try and hook people super hard, at some point, people's red flags are going to go off and they're going to start to think like, are they pulling my leg? Is this really real? Like, they're going to start to have objections in their mind and you have to address them. Or they're also going to feel like, man, are they going to tell me like, I'm going to need to work out like crazy to achieve this results? Like, is this some sort of like crazy workout or crazy diet? Because I don't want to do that. Right. And so you, the writer, need to say like, no, what we're doing here is different from what you've done in the past. in the past, you've tried this crash diets, you've tried this crazy exercise routines, and that isn't what we're doing here. Those are old vehicles. What we have is this new vehicle. It's like this hidden mechanism that you haven't experienced before. You see what I'm saying? It's like something that they haven't done before. And the reason why it's called a hidden mechanism is because the point is that you're trying to get them to be curious about this thing. So for example, if all this is selling are, let's say, some pills, they don't want to call them pills. They want to call them, enzyme blocker, water removers. And so they kind of give it like this name. So I did this program back in the day for fitness. It was called P90X. And their hidden mechanism was muscle confusion, right? Like, hey, you've tried these other workout routines before. It wasn't working because they didn't have muscle confusion. And in your mind, it's like you kind of put this, it's like what differentiates them from the rest. So anyway, yeah, so it's the hidden mechanism. It's also a thing that inherently it's curiosity driven. So you're wanting to find more information, which is why there's the hidden word in there. All right. So, and then it says scientific breakthrough, a single naturally occurring hormone controls everything. So controls everything to do with the female fat loss, determines whether you're lean or carry excess fat. Okay. So again, this is what they want. They want to be lean. They don't want to carry excess fat. Controls everything with a female fat loss. That's what they're ultimately trying to do. They're ultimately trying to lose weight. So they're saying like, hey, this hidden thing, this hidden mechanism that you don't know about is going to help you. It's naturally occurring. So it feels safe, right? So right here feels safe. So it's like, it makes you curious, and then it's like, and it does what you wanted to do, right? So it gives you the end result. So if you notice here, the way they create this hook, it's kind of like an emotional thing. And they keep repeating the same thing. Like, hey, these women experience this diet. I mean, this women experience this transformation, and you're not going to believe what they did. So you're hooked. And then they're going to say, this women lost all these weight. And then you're going to be like, I want to do that too. And by the way, it isn't doing something that you already know. It's through this hidden mechanism that can help you lose the weight. And so ultimately, like, they're kind of repeating the same thing over and over because they're trying to get this person to be bought in and sit down and pay attention and be like emotionally primed to buy something. Okay. So, and you see here, like, it's going to start, you see here, no matter how little you eat or how hard you work out, this hormone, so that's what they're referring to, is this hormone, is so outlandishly powerful that alone can turn real everyday women of all ages, including mothers and even grandmothers, into those incredibly lucky skinny from birth women that can eat all the foods that they love without ever gaining weight. All right, so you can see there who it is addressing. So it's addressing grandmas. Here, let me delete this a second. So it's addressing grandmothers, it's addressing mothers. They're using that because those are avatars. Those are the people who are typically reading this. And then these are the things that they usually, so when you're writing copy, they say you want to enter the conversation that somebody's having in their mind. So the copy is trying to, like, when these women are reading this, they're like, oh my God, this guy gets me. Because that's what they're saying to themselves. They're seeing other women and they're like, wow, these women are lucky that they can eat anything they want without gaining weight. That's not me. So this hormone, this thing that I'm going to show you is going to turn you into that, right? So this is, again, the end result, and it's all curiosity driven, and it's all meant to keep hooking them in. And then it's going to talk about it. So it says, it's because of this breakthrough discovery that leading doctor, nutritionists, and weight loss experts all around the world are fittingly referring to this hormone as the female fat burning hormone. Notice how it doesn't even give you the name of the hormone. Notice how it doesn't say what it is. It's not going to explain anything yet. It's just simply emotionally trying to get you to buy in. And now it's giving you some sort of like logical reasons as to why you should pay attention. So this is again still hooking you in. Unfortunately, this fat incinerating hormone lives virtually dormant in women, right? Because the women, it's like, okay, if I have it, why isn't it working? It's because it's virtually dormant. So you know already they're kind of painting the picture that this is somehow going to wake this thing up, right? Like, I don't know where this is going. I don't remember it, but I can already see like the seeds that they're planting in their head. It's funny when you read it and you analyze it like this, it's pretty obvious what they're doing. But when you're watching it, especially if you have these pain points, it's easy to like eat this stuff up. So that struggle with their weight and women that suffer with painfully slow metabolism. So that's another pain point right here, the painfully slow metabolism. It's another pain point that the readers, the watchers are definitely experiencing. So they know their target avatar, their pain points, how they speak, what they say, what they want. They know that very well, which is why they get people to stick around and pay attention to this, right? Imagine you're somebody who loves to wear the color yellow all the time, and you also have goals of like going surfing on the beach, and you like to eat sushi, and somebody in the video says like, hey, if you love to wear color yellow, you love to go surfing, and you love to eat sushi every day, you're going to be like, what? That's me. That's what's happening here. They're speaking and they're saying things that are resonating with the ideal person. And so this is all right here, like this breakthrough discovery, this is all curiosity. It makes it feel legitimate. And then right here is addressing more pain points, right? That's important. If you want to hook somebody, you want to keep pressing those buttons of the pain point, like saying, for example, for me, if I'm selling to business owners who need marketing service, I could keep saying like, hey, without this one marketing strategy, your classes are going to stay small. Your classes aren't going to fill up. Your business isn't going to grow as much as you would like it to be. So that's kind of like the same, you see what I'm saying? Like those are the pain points they're experiencing. And then it's just completely resistant to diet. So whose body fat is completely resistant to diet. So right here, they're saying like, if you have body fat and you're not losing it, is because if this hormone lies dormant, it's going to make it resistant to diet. Even if you're 10 to 20 pounds overweight or more, again, that's like saying like, if you love to wear yellow and if you love to go surfing, it's like, if you have 10 to 20 pounds that you want to lose, they're going to be like, yeah, me, I've always wanted to lose these 10 to 20 pounds. Anyway, let me see if I can fast forward here, because all of this, let's see. So to lose extra weight, no matter how hard you try or feel like your metabolism is slowly betraying you, as the years pass by, or even if you've never been lean and healthy before in your entire life. Okay, so this is just addressing more pain points. Genes for childbearing and child nurturing, excess body fats, the same fat becomes a confidence killer. So what they're saying here is like, hey, this is normal that you're overweight because this is part of the female human anatomy. It's just there to help you store energy, keep you warm, but it's also going to kill your confidence. Notice how they say confidence killer. So this is again pain points. And so now we're seeing a trend happening here. They started speaking about like kind of the end result, like, hey, if you want this, you want to lose weight, if you want to feel more confident, that these women cannot believe the transformation they underwent, right? If you want these benefits. And then they started speaking about, so now it's switching all to pain point. Like, hey, without this hormone that that lies dormant in your body, you're going to experience these pain points and these pain points and these pain points. And they're all pain points that they feel. So yeah, you could see here the benefit of breaking down this information, breaking down the sales letter, is these things start to come up and you start to see the underlying structure. So then you can become a better copywriter. You can then use a similar structure, because now as you're reading this, you can start to think about how you can apply this into your own business. How could you write better copy? So if you're trying to sell something, how can you use the same structure to sell that thing in your business? And so, yeah. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to actually, so I see the timer. It's been 34 minutes since I started this video. If you guys want me to keep going and keep going through the entire sales letter and breaking this down, and you're finding this useful, or you want me to give you different examples, or you want me to explain something in a deeper way or just give you more of my thoughts, let me know. Let me know if this was helpful. To me, this is fun. Like just being able to break these things down and learn for myself is really helpful. Especially right now that I'm building marketing assets for my company. As I'm reading this, I'm like, okay, this is cool that I can apply this structure. You know, again, it sounds cheesy and slimy. But the structure of it, this is all psychology, right? Like this is how the human brain works. And yeah. So once again, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. And if you found it helpful, let me know below, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.